Today we're going to take a look at the Tiny Rappel by Flextail. And yes, this is an honest review. I've already been using it for a period of time and I'm happy to tell you it actually works. I saw this first on Instagram some time back and I was quite skeptical, to be frank, all right? And I think a lot of people probably were. Does it work? Is it just a gimmick? Is it really expensive, etc., etc.? So I took it out on an overnight camp where I had it in use all of the time I was there. And I am very pleased to tell you it worked. I didn't get one single bite. Now, how many of us have been out there wild camping, van lifing, whatever it is, and the mosquitoes turn up, the midges turn up? I know, it's a nightmare, absolutely a nightmare. And it's just astonishing to actually find something that really works. Now, here is the item in question. And as you can tell, it's not that big and it doesn't weigh that much either, okay? It's very, very, very simple and straightforward and easy to use, which is one of the main appeals, okay? There's no technical expertise that's needed to operate this. If you can probably tell in the slots there, all you do is you took 2 cartridges inside, turn it on, it heats it up, and it just expels all of the scent, which mosquitoes and midges really do not like. But that's not all. Another cool thing about this, if you look at the bottom, you can tell just inside there's a threaded insert. So that can get screwed onto tripods and that sort of thing. And you've probably guessed it, around it is a magnetic base. Now, I have friends who have been using this up in Scotland and they can't believe how good it is. What they've done is they open the side of their van up, they're sitting inside looking outside, and they just stick this on the side of their van and it just gives off that odour. And it's a very, very strange odour. It's not like what you probably come to understand about insect repellent stuff. The only thing I can think of that's near enough is some sort of aftershave from the 90s. It's a very strange smell, but it's nowhere near off-putting, right? So that surprised me when I started smelling that a little bit. And it's insane. What I decided to do is to hang this up right where the midges were. And it was strange. It's almost like an invisible wall around it, and they just stayed away. So this absolutely works. Now, this thing is awesome. The pads that go inside there, they've got a shelf life for 3 years. So you can buy multiple packs and store them away and they'll be absolutely fine in 3 years' time, okay? Really, really good. Because we all know that prices go up and that sort of thing. So it's pretty good to get it at today's prices and stock up. It's what us preppers do at the end of the day. Another cool thing about this, it's got a little clip on there. Now, what was happening was all of the time I had this on my shelter whilst I was in the camp, it was great. But every time I wanted to leave the shelter, I could have been under attack. So, as a precautionary measure, I decided to take this with me and carry it on my person. So I literally clipped that to my belt loop of my trousers. So literally wherever I was, there was like an invisible field all the way around me where the mosquitoes and the midges didn't even come near. They really don't like the smell of this. But the strange thing is it's not really overpowering. You don't really notice it, okay? It's just a very faint whiff in the background. And yes, it absolutely works. But one of the coolest things about this, see this little thing here? What you're looking at is a miniature lighthouse. That light just goes crazy and you can adjust all of the settings on it as well. A cool thing about this is once it's charged up, this will absolutely last for 10 hours. 10 hours, I couldn't believe it. And it's very simple. There's like a USB-C there. So, you know, most smartphones, etc., etc., etc. But one thing that I did learn, which I want to pass on to you guys, is because this has an operational use time for the battery of 10 hours, what I'd done was I set a timer on my phone for 10 hours. Okay, so I arrived at the campsite or wherever it was, first thing in the morning, 10 hours, the alarm would go off. Ah, right, okay, I better replace these little inserts which go in there, okay? So that's exactly what happened. The alarm went off, oh crikey, I don't want to get eaten alive, right? I turned it off, took these out, put some new ones in and charged it back up. Now what I was doing was I was having this plugged in and charging whilst it was working at the same time. And that's great because we all know that some insects like to come out of a night time. So you don't really want to be going to sleep without any sort of protection and waking up being bitten all over. So I absolutely love this piece of kit, and I can't believe it actually works because, like I said, I was skeptical. All right. So I'm really chuffed that this thing is a multi-use. So you can hang it up, you can adjust the light settings on this, so you can have it really bright or quite dim, so if you want to read or something like that, it's really, really good, okay? And I like the look of it as well. How cool does that actually look? I know, it's brilliant. And another thing which appealed to me as well, when you go to take this with you wherever you want to go, you get this really cool case as well, okay? So a good thing about this is it's a hard cover, so it's not going to get squished and crunched and, you know, probably break. And the quality of it is really good as well, okay? It's all pre-molded, so nothing rattles around in there. And you've got a mesh pocket, so it comes with its instructions, and let me tell you, they are really easy to understand, okay? You turn it on, you select what setting you want, and you can adjust the light. That's it, real straightforward. But guess what? One of the things I am a massive fan of is waterproof zips. Can you see there? Absolutely. So if it is left outside and it's raining, it's going to keep it all lovely and dry as well. So Flextail, they are starting to do some quite good products, and so far I'm really impressed with the quality and the simple use of it all, because no one likes overcomplicated stuff, do they really? And these are the little refills which go inside it. Again, really simple. And when you open it up, that's what they look like. So all you do is takes two at a time. So you just remove them two, take them off, put them inside. It's real simple. You just push them in, job done. And when they're finished, you just push them out a little bit and pull it out all the way together. Job done. That's all they do. So like I said, the beauty of these, because of the way that these are packaged, they've got a shelf life of 3 years. Now that is a good thing. Also, like I say, it comes in its own little sealy bag there. So you can literally just seal it all up, and that's it. It's going to double protect any air or any damage or any evaporation, making these last a nice long time. The voltage of it is 3.7 volts, which is quite small, okay? Now, the operating temperature, as you probably saw on the side there, is, yes, 165 degrees C. It needs to be at that temperature to give it a real efficient chance for heating up those pads, making it work absolutely perfectly, okay? It's got a battery capacity of 4,800 milliamp hours as well. So like I say, once it's charged, this little thing's going to run for 10 hours. 10 hours. Now that's cool. If you're interested in the specifications and the size, the width of it is 36 millimeters, the height is 144 millimeters, and it weighs 148 grams. And of course, it's in green. Now, who loves green? I do. Personally, it's my favorite color. So anything that I can get that's green is a big friend to me, absolutely. And if you can probably tell there, it's IPX5 rated waterproof. So yes, absolutely, that can hang up on the entrance to your tent or under your shelter. If it starts to raining, you haven't got to worry about that it's going to damage it, okay? So yes, left out in the rain, we're all good to go as well. And also, something I haven't tried yet, so I'm just going to tell you honestly, right? Some people that I've seen on Instagram, and there's one person I know is Mike, who when they go out camping, they prefer hammock camping. And he said that this, because of the size and the weight, it's absolutely perfect to hang inside the hammock area as well. So not all hammocks have like the bug nets and stuff like that. Or even if you do have a bug net, but you're worried that there could be, some of them have got in there, and let's face it, sometimes they actually do. And you wake up and you're scratching yourself and you've been bitten everywhere. I'm sure those little buggers didn't get in there, but they did. So as a precautionary thing, these are absolutely cool to hang up inside the hammock area too. Now, how cool is that? So absolutely, you don't have to worry about extra leads. You get one of those in there already. And you get some really cool tips as well, okay? Because it's a new product, to save you time, you get lots of tips to help you use it to its maximum, okay? And who doesn't like a user's guide, okay? It really is simple, to be frank, and it's got everything in there. And yes, it's all in English, all right? So you've got no problems at all with that sort of thing. So all in all, you can't really lose, because like I said, how many times have you been out there and you've been eaten alive? Sometimes insect repellents work, sometimes they don't. But what I did find, like I said, all the time I was in and around the camp area, it worked great. But you are very vulnerable when you leave that area if you've got no sort of protection, okay? And let's face it, this time of year, especially in Wales and in Scotland, insects are an absolute concern which we need to be aware of, okay? You don't really want to be bitten everywhere. And like I say, sometimes the insect repellents you spray on your skin, like DEET, is really bad chemicals. You shouldn't really be spraying that directly onto your skin. Something like that though, it's bizarre. I mean, I remember hanging up, and do you know what? I wish I filmed it now, because all of these, I think there were midges, tons of them. And you put it near there and they just moved away. They just disappeared. So from my experience, I am very happy with it, and I can honestly tell you that, okay? I am always wary when I see things online. Do they work? Do they not? So this is a very honest review telling you guys, if you are interested, it works. Absolutely. So we have teamed up with Flextail because I was so impressed with how good these little things are. There's links below the video if you're interested in ordering or just having a look to double check if it's something that you're interested in. And guess what? We have now got a 15% discount as well. The discount code is under the video, same as the link, it takes you straight there. What could be simpler? So I'll be very interested to find out, any of you guys who do get these things, let me know what you think and how you get on with it, because for me, it's a game changer, especially when we're in the season with them nasty insects which are absolutely everywhere. Trust me, you don't want to be eaten alive, and that thing absolutely works. So you guys take care. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and stay funky.